Raindrop, drip, drop top, top, smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that.
Hello everyone, my name is Tiffany and welcome to my channel Foxey Sunrise. If you hear any background noise, I am recording in a public space, so I apologize for any murmuring in the background. So today's pick a card reading is going to be about what messages you generally need to hear today. So super general. All the timestamps will be down below in the description box, as well as sometimes I include information about the reading if anything comes up, if I see any patterns. There's links and other information in the description box on how to support me in this channel. So let's go ahead and get started with each group. Pick as many groups as you desire to choose. There's no rule against that. So we have group 1, which is the Hierophant in reverse, card number 5. We have group 2, the Magician, card number 1. Okay. And group 3, the Emperor in reverse, card number 4. Okay, like I said, all the timestamps will be down below in the description box, so you can go ahead and click to your group, and I will see you there. Hello, group 1. If you chose the Hierophant in reverse, this is your reading on what you need to hear right now. So let's go ahead and see what cards we have with this. So I'm seeing creativity in reverse. We also have harmony upright. My inner compass knows the way, number 22. Beautiful card, beautiful card. And we have creation upright. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So what I'm seeing with this is there is a need to commit to your guidance. So we see harmony here, and then we have a wanting to create, and then like this card is bigger, so it almost screams louder to me. There's a need for creation, as if you've been pointed toward that direction, but maybe you don't feel like you're a creative person. But your soul, maybe your inner child, is pointing you to the direction of, we need to play with something. We need playtime. And that could be the source of your creativity coming through. So it's almost like this card being bigger to me than this. It's like your ego is the small card and the large card is bigger than your ego, the voice of your ego. So your ego may be saying, I don't have a creative bone in my body. I don't know how to draw. What are my gifts? How am I supposed to satiate this thirst for creating? Because obviously I've been guided towards that, but I don't have time, or, how am I going to commit to this? And so here we have the Hierophant in reverse. So this could also show a lack of faith in your guidance as well. So maybe you're being pointed in a direction that is very unorthodox and a direction that doesn't make sense. Like maybe, for example, you're an accountant and all of a sudden you want to be a mosaic creator. You're obsessed with mosaics. It's all you can think about, but you're like, I'm an accountant. I don't understand. Like, this doesn't fit with my daily routine. Like, I have checkbooks to balance or something like that. But for whatever reason, you're being guided to this direction to play more. And maybe this would be also the key without having to find the concrete reason for why you're being guided towards creating. This could bring some sort of balance. Maybe you're in need of a balance of the practical and the playtime without a goal sort of in your life. Practical, I want to say practical and spiritual, but that's not the exact word I'm looking for. But there's a need for a balance in work and play. There we go. A balance of work and play to kind of bring more flow into your life without any expectation, going off of a guidance that you've received. Let's see. We also have my inner compass knows the way. We have the numbers 2 here, and 2 is symbolic of the number of harmony and balance. 2 equal parts coming together. So again, we have sort of that connection to harmony, and this could also allude to the fact that what you're being guided towards, and especially if it is aligning with this message of creativity, whatever creativity means for you, whether it's writing or making like really funny satirical rap music or something like that. That's so random. But yeah, for something like that to come up and taking advantage of it, not really knowing where it's going to lead you, but in your spare time feeding your soul in that way, there may be something that can be healed through that. I see a heart awakening. Maybe you're feeling really stale and dry in a sort of like poetic, metaphorical way, and like just this activity, this implementing this activity into your daily life, you know, little by little. Sometimes it's hard to start a routine, but especially if it seems like there's no real like goal to it, the routine, but implementing it and seeing how it makes you feel, if it loosens you up, if it helps you breathe deeper, if it relaxes you, then it's definitely worthwhile. And you know, you'll learn a new skill, you'll open your heart. I'm really getting like a feeling of opening your heart, and that is what loosens you up. If you're feeling a little stale and dry in life, in your body, maybe a little uptight, there's a need to kind of, in a weird way, break your routine a little bit. And try and break your routine by adding something to it. Okay, no cards are flying out right now. Any messages for group 1? Any extra messages for group 1? Group 1 need to hear right now. Group 1, what does group 1 need to hear right now? Ah, music. Duh. This is showing a piano. Maybe you want to sing a dance. Maybe you should do some like solo at-home choreography that no one will ever see. Yeah, it's making me giggle. I think there's a part of you inside that's like, oh, I need a break from, no, that's too many cards. I need a break from this drudgery of life. I need some balance. We've been working really hard. Okay, so we have the World card, another major arcana here. So there's a new cycle. There's a cycle that's needing to kind of birth through, and it may look different from, you may be, okay, let me finish a sentence. It may look different from what you have always known your life to be, and you may sense it coming. Like, it's almost like I can't go on like this any longer. That could even be a sign of a transition kind of coming. You're about to hit a newness, even if it just means like adding something to your routine that will make you feel like a new person. Like, oh, okay, I'm saying goodbye to this chapter of my life where, say, all I do is, everything that's on my to-do list, that's part of my routine, that's all I let myself, that's all I allow myself to do throughout my day, is what's on my grocery list of things to do, is what's on my Google Calendar that's blocked out for me to do. If it's not on the schedule, I don't have time. But I'm feeling flexibility is a part of this new pathway that's opening. There's an invitation for more flexibility into your life. This is a part of this possible door that is opening if you choose to walk through it. So we have Six of Swords as well, and this came out in reverse. I don't know if, I guess I flipped it upright. Yeah, so reading this both ways, there's this hesitancy to walk away with, to move from what you know, even if it means this feels really small, like just a tiny adjustment that could really bring some balance into your life. But there's this resistance, this fear possibly of the unknown. I know it's I guess I'm saying this because it's like easy to reject something from your daily routine, even if it feels good. It's almost like this guilt because you're not getting any like concreteness out of it besides, wow, this feels good. If you're more of a person who is very much concrete, I'm getting a little bit of Capricorn energy here, some Scorpio energy a little bit, but just a feeling of like some rigidity. Like if I'm not getting any kind of, say, money from this, or not reaching a goal, if it's just to do it for the hell of it, maybe it doesn't seem like a priority, it doesn't seem like an important part of your day. It doesn't seem like it should be a priority because it's just something to do. I don't know if that makes any sense, but there's a need to move away from what you know is comfortable, what you feel like is appropriate to do, and kind of open up to the idea of doing something just to balance out this feeling of adulting, if you will, and also looking out at the possibilities. I feel by adding some play into your routine, allowing yourself to relax, to enjoy things, to open yourself up to what is your creative resource, what inspires you, what gives you a lot of ideas. Do you have a mental safe of all these ideas that you want to do but you feel you don't have time to do in between adulting and paying bills and whatever else you're doing in the real world? I feel that when you open yourself up, relax a little bit, open yourself up to your ideas, if you have those, or even the idea of having ideas, the idea of what it would be like to tap into your creativity, your mind will expand. You'll be able to see more possibilities that are in front of you. You'll be able to have a different plan for your life even. It kind of creates this innovative electricity of the mind to really crack open. The potential that you have can really be nourished through switching things up. And that's really awesome. I hope I'm not speaking too abstract. Sometimes I do that. Sometimes it's just like, oh, she's just saying words. What does this mean? What are these words that are coming out of her mouth? They mean nothing. I'm just kidding, but I hope this makes sense. Okay, one more card for group 1. Messages group 1 needs to hear right now. One more card. Just play. That's all that this is saying. It's like, have you been wanting to change up your life routine? Do you just want to run around and play in the rain and the puddles? This is saying, give it a try. Like, that's it. If you didn't get anything else, if nothing I said made sense, if it sounded like I was speaking in Mandarin, all I'm saying is give yourself time to play, take a break from the day-to-day stuff, and do something for the hell of it. Okay, so we have a distress tolerance card that came out. Number 10. Another number I want to point out that emphasizes a change in a pattern or a cycle. Number 10 is a number associated with the tarot that symbolizes the end of something. So we have the world here and we have the number 10 card here. This says use radical acceptance. Sometimes we all have to accept a difficult situation, even if we don't like what's happening. Today, find an opportunity to use radical acceptance. Think about the chain of events that led up to this moment. Without judging, ask yourself what your healthy responses can be to this challenging situation. Wow, that really fits with what I said earlier, alluding to the 3 of Wands and the 6 of Swords. Maybe you're feeling like you're not getting to where you want to go. You're out of options, possibly. You're stuck in a corner. Like there's this need to create something, but you don't feel you have the tools to do so, possibly. But again, there's this need to kind of play without a goal. And we never really know what those ideas that we're being guided towards are going to lead us to. Like there's something to be said about allowing yourself to have a lot of time to play with your creative muscle, to tone it, to work it out like you would with your body. And it can really open up your mind to possibilities that maybe right now, in say your lack mindset, in the corner that you are in where you feel like you've tried everything, it can really bring about innovation into your life. It can open up these doors in your mind so that you can kind of see, hey, I have never considered this idea. Wow, that's a really good idea. Let's see, what I can do with this. Wow, I didn't know I had this talent. I forgot I had this talent from 3rd grade that I still have. Maybe I can do something with that to move me, say, out of a job that I don't like. Let's play with this idea. Wow, I really love to talk. Maybe I should start a podcast. Different things like that. There's so many ways to be creative. And I think this is really exciting to think about. So please think about it. Give yourself some time to think on it. It's really easy to get readings like this, and they're so quick and they're fast and they're just happening. But if this really resonates with you, take notes. I don't know, consider it. Really sit and marinate in what has been said and been given to you as like a guidance, and see what you can do with that information. So this is the end of your reading, group 1. Definitely let me know what stuck out for you down below in the description box. Check out the rest of my channel for other readings if this is your first time visiting me. And thank you so much for hanging out and taking the time to kind of delve into this, my creative space. So I hope to see you again soon. Much love. Hello, group number 2. If you chose the Magician, this is your reading and what you need to hear right now. Okay, so we have the Magician in reverse. Oh, I didn't do this for the first group, but I just wanted to talk about it. This is really showing me that there could be some kind of block in the mind, some kind of doubt, some kind of inability to see that you have a part to play in what you're wanting to bring into fruition, and what goals you're trying to set, that you're trying to reach. You have a part to play in it, but right now maybe there's some fear, maybe there is some hesitancy, maybe there is even a blindness, not only to your power and your gift to materialize things. I apologize, I'm in a public setting, so if you hear any murmuring, that is out of my control, so I'm sorry about that. I'm hoping soon I'll be able to move to a space that's a lot quieter. But yeah, so this is showing me that there may be even a blindness to how you I'm sorry, the noise is kind of killing me right now. I'm so sorry. Gosh, what was I about to freaking say? That's so aggravating. There's a blindness to the possibilities, to your power. There's something else I was gonna say and I lost it. I'm so upset. Let's just keep going. Maybe it'll come back. Haunted. Okay, interesting. Insight. Okay. We have, okay, here we go. We have fear. So just from what I'm seeing right now, maybe you're confusing your anxiety with insight. And I'm especially seeing this with this haunted card right here. We have haunted and we have fear. So maybe right now you're taking from the reservoir of what has gone wrong and what has not worked. And this is why you are kind of blocking this fruition of your goals. Okay, we also have in reverse, I surrender to the power of prayer and devotion. Wow, okay, that's beautiful. So surrender is a big word here that I'm seeing. We have 11, we have the number 1. When I think of the number 1, I think of a feeling of empowerment, a feeling of individuality, of, hey, I got this, I trust in, I know not everybody is a theistic kind of person. I don't know if that's the right word. A theist, a person who believes in a higher power. But right now I'm feeling the push to speak on that. So I apologize if that's not, in line with your beliefs. But just from the cards that we have here, there is a need to, one, feel very grounded and rooted in your own power, in belief, in faith in who you are, and what you can pull down and create in this realm, in this material world, what you can succeed in. And also, if this feels too big, just knowing that there's something beyond you that also has your back, that you can talk to, that you can speak to, that you can give all of your worries and fears and doubts to, so that you can focus on what you're trying to succeed at, so that you can focus on what your goals are, so that you can focus on the finish line and not the stuff in the past. And I mean, this can also allude, with this being like a baby doll, this could allude to maybe some kind of embarrassment or failures that have happened that stuck with you in childhood. So release that. There's no need to keep, that's so easy to say. That's so easy to just say release it. But really, if whatever you have to do to, I'm seeing a lot of black here, so if you need to do some shadow work and at your own risk, definitely do some research before you delve into that, because people have different levels of trauma, some micro, some macro. So if you need assistance with that, if you've had some really, really heavy traumas, I definitely recommend, somebody who is a really solid, knowledgeable support system to help you work through that. This is just a reading. I am not, this should not, substitute any kind of professional help that can really guide you through these shadowy, subconscious fears and belief systems that you may carry that is stopping you from really grabbing the balls of life, grabbing hold of life, grabbing the reins and driving your life with your own energy force, with your own creativity, with your own mind. And if the mind is a little bit foggy, if we can't hear the difference between our fears and our insight, then of course we're going to feel like we have no power over anything. And we don't have power over everything, but to at least know that you can make a list of your desires and you can listen in on the next steps to achieve those desires. That is very powerful. And for all of you out there who do believe in some sort of higher power, I like to say God, Jehovah, the Most High. I interchange them. But whatever higher power you believe in, release, pray. Maybe if that's all that you feel that you can do, that's a way of surrendering. If that's all you feel that you can do, that is beautiful. That is magical. Make your list of what you really want outside of what your mind is telling you that you can and can't have. Make a list of what your heart desires. Maybe start with a prayer to sink down into your heart space, and then make that list of 10, 15 things that you really want to do. And then after that, listen and do the work that you need to do to, push past and let go of the fears and the worries and the doubts and the things that really bring you to this submissive space and more of a not so good submission versus the submission of maybe prayer. But whatever brings you to that space, know that what you are being guided to achieve is bigger than your fears. That is what I want to say. Your fears are of hopefully the past, and what you want to do in the present is bigger than that. So keep that in mind. You are powerful, and if you believe in a higher power, that is, and even angels, whatever it is, they're even bigger than your fears. Your team, your group of people who protect you, who are there for you, your therapist is bigger than your fears. There we go. Okay. Let's see if there's anything else that the tarot has. Any other messages for you too? I feel like that's not really, I feel like I'm shuffling, but I feel like if anything comes out, I'll take it. But I feel like it's pretty cut and dry. I don't think I need to say anything else, really. Okay, we have 10 of Pentacles in reverse. You're blocking your kingdom. You have an innate abundance to you. Yeah, okay. It's like you're fighting off things. There's this, we have 8 of Swords in reverse also. There are these almost naysayers, whether it's inside or it's outside, that are stopping you from really achieving this empire that is so possible for you to achieve. I mean, this group is really they have something to share. We also have 2 of Swords in reverse, which for me right now, this is just a kind of analysis paralysis that I'm seeing. There isn't even really a decision being made right now. Or it could be a stalemate where you just drop both choices and you're just like, you know what? I don't care anymore. There's too much happening. I can't even make a decision right now. I'm trying to fight off my inner demons. What's going on? I don't have time for this. So, and that could be good too. Dropping both thoughts, both ideas, both decisions, and just being like, okay, let me just focus on what's happening right now. But again, there's there's a really good foundation of something, whether it's some kind of career idea or just a talent or a gift that can really blossom into something beautiful. But it's just kind of, I'm almost a little bit, I'm almost getting, for some, like, maybe you even started something and maybe somebody gave you, like, this, planted the seed in your mind, like, oh, this isn't a really good idea. Are you sure about this? And then boom, it triggered something really deep in you of the time that your mom told you couldn't have those Jordans because they, I don't know. Or like, just something. Sometimes things happen that way, but just from someone giving you that kind of criticism that was not called for. Maybe it triggered something from long ago, whether you're aware of it or not, but it triggered something to where you're just like, I can't do this. Like, I don't think I can do this. Like, this isn't going to. I'm sorry, that's somebody's phone next door. This isn't going to work. I should just give up. I should just not try anymore. So, Okay, so we have this card. I'm looking at it now. Surrender through prayer and devotion. You're surrendering to the wrong thing. You're surrendering to the darkness. You're surrendering to the fear, which we can say darkness is the devil in a sense. You're surrendering to your doubts. You're surrendering to the naysayers. You're surrendering to the people who have nothing to do with what your heart wants, who has nothing to do with what will make you happy. At the end of the day, it's your job, which again, we go back to the empowering card of the magician, standing up and being like, you know what, I'm going to take what I have and I'm going to make lemons out of lemonade. Lemons. I'm gonna do with what I have and make an empire with it. So what are you surrendering to? What are you giving your mind to? Are you giving up on your goal, on your insight? Are you giving up on your intuition, on the breadcrumbs that, you know, spirit is giving to you to create this abundance, this fulfillment? What are you surrendering to? Okay. Is it the true God, or is it the gods of the peanut gallery, of the naysayers, of the potential criticism, or the real criticism that you've gotten, or is it, you know, the inner criticism, the inner critic? Is your God the one that believes in you and in your dreams, or is it the ones that have a lot to say? Choose wisely. Choose wisely. Alright, this is going to be your last card, group 2. Whoa. Oops. Alright, one more message for group 2. What does group 2 need to hear? Group 2. Okay. Be assertive. Okay, so we have an interpersonal effectiveness skill. Be assertive, number 44. I don't know, 4s may be significant to you, maybe not. Okay. Before I read it, 4 is a number in numerology associated with stability, so I feel like what this group needs to do is ground in your desires and dreams. Ground it. Whatever you have to do, whatever that means for you, but stay solid, stay loyal to the cause, to your goals, to your dreams. Stay loyal to it. Stay rooted in it. Don't waver for anybody. If you see the vision and no one else does, it's because it's your own vision. It's not for them. They have another vision that you probably have opinions about, but you know, you're not walking in their shoes either. So stay humble, not humble, I guess stay humble. That's all. Anyway, stay grounded in the cause, stay rooted in your cause and in your goal. Being assertive is not the same as being aggressive. Assertive people can politely say no to requests they don't like. They set personal boundaries if someone tries to take advantage of them, and they can ask to have their own needs met. Today, do your best to be appropriately assertive. That's awesome. I see this as like, say no to the opinions of others. Say no to the opinions of others that live within you. Say no to your fears. Not today, fear. I have a painting to paint. Not today, fear. I have a recipe to create, or whatever you're doing. So yeah, that is the end of your reading, group 2. If anything stuck out, I definitely encourage you to marinate in this message. Take notes if you want to, rewatch it. If things really stuck out for you, it's really good to not just, it's easy to kind of see this reading and be like, oh, and go about your day. But if there's something that really stuck out for you, that really encouraged you and motivated you, definitely let it sink in as deeply as it can. Meditate on the message and take action on it. So thank you all for coming to hang out with me today in my creative space, and I hope you come back to visit. Much love. Hello, group 3. I want to apologize in advance. I am recording in a public space, so if you hear any murmuring or talking, that's what that is. It's out of my control, so I apologize. Hopefully soon I'll be in a space that is much quieter. So if you chose the Emperor in reverse, this is your reading and what you need to know and hear right now. So nurturing and escape. Okay, definitely getting a little bit of Aries energy, maybe a little bit of Pisces energy. Movement awakens my creative spirit. Okay, and surrender. Okay, so this is interesting. I'm getting the first thing I got was nurture versus escape. So that to me is like, are we safely indulging, or are we overindulging? And I'm getting Aries energy from the Emperor in this card on movement, mostly because sometimes the energy of that sign or the energy of fire can be quite impulsive. Like, I'm ready to do something because this doesn't feel good, so let's go to the next thing. Also getting a little bit of Gemini energy here as well. Another thing too is surrender. Surrender versus forcing. So maybe for some of you, you are needing to kind of step more into your feminine energy of allowing things to kind of fall where they may. The feminine energy of play, of relaxation, of being outside and releasing your goals and allowing things to just fall together, because you're not putting so much aggressive energy into what needs to happen, what needs to what needs to happen. And then I'm also getting, on the other hand, like, there's some who, again with this movement awakens my creative spirit card, there's some who on the other hand need to step out of the feminine and into more of, and maybe this is feminine and more of a sense of maybe too much rest. Maybe it's becoming a little lazy. Maybe it's like, okay, maybe it's time to kind of get up and take some action. So with this Emperor card, this very masculine card in reverse, I'm getting that this group maybe needs to rebalance what is feminine, what is masculine. Maybe they're too comfortable in their feminine energy of just kind of escaping from the world and resting and overindulging and the cheese and the pasta and the comfort food, and maybe they're not really moving their body and they're feeling uninspired. Maybe for some of you that's true, but I'm also getting this other angle that some of you also need to step into what the other crew is doing, in that maybe you need to kind of relax on your very intense diet. Maybe you need to take a break. Maybe you need to step outside. Maybe you need to take longer, maybe you need to sleep in. Maybe you need a vacation. Maybe you need to let go of all of these plans and ideas and let them breathe. So it's really interesting that I'm getting two different messages. It seems like the same message, different side of the same coin kind of thing. But for some of you, and you'll know, for some of you, it's like, let's move our body. Like, I'm feeling lethargic, I'm feeling stuck, quite literally. And for others of you, it's like, okay, let's slow down. I have planted a lot of seeds in this garden, and I'm suffocating these plants, and they need some air to grow. So let me take a break. Let me cook a nice meal. Let me slow down. Let me talk to some friends. Let me clock out, even though I've been clocked out this whole weekend of my job and my goals. Let me step away from the Excel spreadsheet and let me, spend some time in front of real people. Let me see what my friends are doing. Let me go by a body of water. So this is really a really nice, wholesome message that I'm getting here. Yeah. And two, with it's just like, it's like both and that I'm getting with this message. It's very dynamic. I'm getting a little Libra energy too. So I said Libra, and I say energy because maybe you aren't a Libra sun, but maybe you might be a Libra moon. So there's a link down below in the description box that I like to add for anyone who is very curious about astrology. If you want to look at your birth chart, definitely dive into that. If you know your time of birth, everything will be much, much more specific, just so you know. But the energies that I'm feeling are Libra, Aries, Pisces, and I want to say Capricorn a little bit. But those are the energies I'm getting. I think I said Aries. Okay. But yeah, so this is beautiful. This is really beautiful. And then I want to also say, I think I lost my train of thought earlier. I'm sorry for the noise. I'm so sorry. It's so loud. So again, with the both and kind of philosophy here, I'm seeing for some, there's a need to surrender but not escape. Like, don't give up on something. Like, don't just, throw a pity party. That's not surrendering. And then for others, it's like, okay, release your grip. So again, depending on what resonates, what sticks out for you, for some, it's like, wow. Okay, bookmark. I'm sorry. I'm seeing a lot of different things right now. But for others of you, it's like, release, let go. It can't grow if you don't at least give it some air, So I'm also seeing this right here is reminding me of a crystal, ammonite, I believe it's called, and it's technically a fossil, but I'm getting that for some, or maybe for this whole group, there's this change that is wanting to happen, this transitional period that is trying to come through, this transformation that's trying to come through, but because there is this imbalance, there's no flow, it's having some trouble. You're maybe feeling like this lull period of wow, I feel a change happening, or I want a change to happen, but I'm feeling blocked, I'm feeling stuck. So finding that balance may invite, maybe lubricate this transition more smoothly to come through for some of you. And then the other thing that I noticed was we have movement awakens my creative spirit, which feels very fiery, very passionate, very solar masculine energy. But then we have the moon as well. So this just gives me the imagery of balance, of again this imagery of balancing the light and the shadow, the masculine and the feminine, becoming very fluid, inviting fluidity, not too much of one or the other. I'm seeing a balance of like the cool colors with the warm colors as well, and as pinks with blues. So again, there's this like constant like pattern of find balance, specifically with your rest periods and your movement periods, your achieving periods versus your receptivity periods, your chasing, and I mean, maybe not chasing isn't a good word, but go-getting versus magnetizing. So yeah, there's a message. There's your message. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's see if I'm so sorry. The walls are so thin here. It's really, maybe it's bothering me, but more than it's bothering you. And if that's the case, that's phenomenal. Like, I hope that's the case. Okay. Group 3. Oh, wow. Okay, so heavy message. We have Emperor. Wow. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I'm just realizing what I said earlier. I'm like, frick. Can I curse? I really want to curse so bad, but I know how strict YouTube can be. No, before I shuffle any more cards, we have the Empress in reverse. And I just mentioned, I didn't say it verbatim, but like a balancing of your feminine and masculine energy. So this is just showing me, I don't like the word toxic. I really want to find a new word. I think we need to find another word, because that can be very victim blaming to me. Not toxic, but an unhealthy, like feminine and masculine. Maybe there's, say, if we think of like the more receptive feminine energy, it's like, okay, you know, maybe you need to get up off your butt a little bit and make things happen. It's not just going to be like, let me just make a wish and it'll manifest to the universe. Like, no, manifesting is just a fancy word for goal setting, in my opinion. You have to take some kind of action. So when we kind of, you know, change maybe that word into something more practical and logical, again, that's another way that we can balance these energies. Like, maybe bring some practicality to your spirituality, maybe bring some spirituality, some magic to your logical, you know, Minecraft realm. The imagery of Minecraft to me just feels a little masculine to me. Or like Legos, like blocks and like rigidity, like the shape. I hope that makes sense. Versus like, say, like curves feel more fluid and feminine to me. I hope that. I feel like I'm just talking so fast. But anyways, so I don't even want to pull any more cards, because this just, to me, you saw it here first, folks. This card came out and we're just emphasizing. This is just emphasizing the message that you're getting here today is balance. Balance, whatever that means to you. What are you doing too much of? And what have you probably been guided to do more of? You know, wow, I feel really lazy, but I really want to manifest this banging body. Well, you can't. It's not just gonna happen from, you know, just sitting around. You know, wow, I want to be financially free, but I don't have a job. You know, I also want to say, like, it's both and. I said that earlier. Anything can happen, but we can't just say let our angels and our guides do all of the muscle work. They're not in the physical. They can make things happen, but they're also going to, of course, even if you aren't spiritual, even if you don't believe in anything, you know, maybe your instincts may tell you and guide you to some place. And if we don't take that action, if we're ignoring it, then yeah, we're going to feel stuck if we're just doing the same thing every day. So there's a balance that needs to be had here. Is it raining? Oh my gosh. Okay. Lots of noise, folks. Lots of activity happening here where I'm at. Yes, so much happening, so much activity, so much movement. Yes, so much movement. Okay. Maybe the heavy message here for a good bit of you, maybe not all of you, but a good bit is like, let's shake things up. We need to have some movement. We've been sedentary, and sedentary is the energy of, we're just quite literally, if you're just, laying around doing nothing, nothing may not happen, because energetically speaking, we aren't in movement. So life doesn't feel like there's movement. I don't know if that was even a sentence. I apologize. So, I'm just talking. Wow. Queen of Wands, okay. And then we have Six of Swords again. So there's a need to shift from what you find comfortable, from what you know, and give yourself what you really need, which will probably be not what you're doing right now. So the nurturing, the surrendering, the movement, the moving the body, the balancing out of what you're doing too much of, what you need more of. Yes. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I need to take a break. I need to take a breath. Whew. Okay. There we go. I need to take a breath. Okay. I'm feeling really passionate with this message, but I hope I don't sound like I'm telling you what to do, because you can do whatever you want to do. But if this resonates, let it marinate. If it resonates, let it marinate. Don't just go off to another, take some notes, sit with it a little bit, let it sink in. How does it feel? How does it feel in your body? Oh, that was fast. Oh. Interesting. Interpersonal effectiveness skills. Learn to say no. You have a right to say no, even if it makes you feel uncomfortable. If saying no directly is too difficult, first validate the person's request. I understand why you want me to ... and then state your preference not to do it. But I'd prefer not to. Try it today. Okay. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's cool. Okay, yeah. Say no. Give yourself some time. Maybe a way in nurturing yourself is to say no. That's pretty cool. Okay, group 3. I apologize again for the noise. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I hope that you enjoyed this. And if anything stuck out to you, if anything resonated, let it marinate. Sit with the message. Meditate on it. Don't force anything though. If it doesn't resonate at all, that's totally fine too. But definitely comment down below, like, share, and subscribe. If anything really, stuck out. I feel like I'm repeating myself. Okay, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me. I hope to see you again soon.